Hello guys and welcome back to some more World of Tanks. Today I'm going to be talking about what it's like to be a new player in the game. I've got a friend who tried to get into this game, and obviously it's been a very long time since I was a new player, so I kind of forgot how much there is to learn, and how much I've forgot how hard it was to get into the game, especially since I started when it first came out on PS4. So everyone else wasn't as new as I was, pretty much, apart from, obviously a few people that may have had it on their Xbox or their PC or whatever. But it was obviously a lot easier. So there's no tier 1 and 2 anymore, so he had to go straight into tier 3, and when we played together he was already tier 4. But obviously as we know, you got to go at the package line, so he was obviously working with a stock gun, stock everything else, which is not fun even for the best of players. It's not fun. We quite often are use free XP to skip back, but obviously he couldn't because he didn't have any free XP at this point. And he's playing against people who are veteran players, who've got crew skills, who've got equipment and camouflage, which he cannot afford to have on his tank because he's just started, so he hasn't got enough really for equipment. And he can't. He's using a stock gun, so he can't really penetrate most of the people he's coming up against. They do them in every single way. And post 6.0, or before 6.0, after 6.0 they changed up the crew skills, partly to make them more simple, right? It's just kind of understandable, right? Because it was like 20 odd skills. So yeah, I think that was quite a good idea to cut them a bit. Maybe not quite as many as they did. Maybe 13 might have been a good idea. But nonetheless, one thing they could have done to, like I said, which I've always said, one very good way of basically making it so much more easier for people would be to give everyone 6 cents from the get-go, right? And I've just, see, there you go, hit and did not pen a Vanguard. Vanguards have got one of the best armors in the game. This guy is going to cause me a hell of a lot of trouble, and I'm so glad I managed to get the better of him in the end. Overpowered, of course, because that's another thing in the game that people have to contend with, especially if you're a new player and you're just like getting run ring bound by a Vanguard. I mean, you drive you nuts, right? And I mean, the whole game seems to be made to be frustrating and annoying for a new player. Like I said, he's got no 6th sense, so he's not. So he's got no idea people can see him. So he can't pen anybody because he's got a stock gun and things like that. And he's got no crew skills. He's got no camo. He's got no equipment. So he's just outclassed in every way. And then obviously artillery's in the game. He doesn't know how artillery works. He doesn't know the gun arcs. I mean, no one really knows. I mean, you could say, oh, I know this particular artillery has this kind of arc, so it can't get over this building. But that obviously all depends on where they are on the actual map. And you have no idea where they are on the map, so you could be right out in this gun arc. So yeah, it's And so he didn't know how to play the game all that particularly well. Obviously, he's playing first person shooters, so he's like going out, shooting off towards the enemy, out into the open, out into the enemy fire and stuff, just trying to get some shots on these enemies. And and obviously he's not doing any damage because he's got a stock gun, and he's just getting obliterated, and it's just not fun for him, is it? It's just not fun at all. And I can understand why people don't play the game or quit very quickly. And yeah, I just feel really bad for him, and I can totally understand why he would not want to play the game again. Because at least with like first-person shooters, you've got to think, all right, with a first-person shooter, you have no idea how the game works, but you basically know how the game works. You just go out and shoot people, and even if you're terrible at it, you might go into the game, you might die 20 times, but because you know how a first-person shooter generally works, you're gonna get at least a few kills. So you're having a little bit of fun. You're like, okay, I'm not. Oh, good riddance to that flipping Vanguard. Really good, really good. But at the end of the day, you go like, okay, I've started Battlefield or whatever. I don't know how the game works. I've got no upgrades for my guns or anything, but I've gone into battle, died 20 times, but I've got a few kills, right? I'm not, I've got a lot to learn, but that's fine. I've got a few kills, that's fine. But in this game, you're probably not going to get any kills if you've got no crew skills. You got not a non-upgraded tank. You're just going to go out there and get absolutely hammered every time you go out in a game, and you've not got any kills or anything. It's just not fun. I mean, you've got to be really to go out into this new game. You've got to be really, really passionate about wanting to have a go at this game, to keep going and having those punishing games, and that's it's just not a friendly game to new players at all, and I can totally understand why we're not getting any new players. Now they've tried to address this by doing all these different season passes and stuff like that. Oh, here's a free tank and all that kind of jazz and stuff. It's just make the game slightly easier. Just make it so people can actually put Sixth Sense, like I've always said, put Sixth Sense as a natural crew skill you get from every crew, and then people will have a lot more fun, won't they? Honestly. So there you go. That's my little rant about not being friendly to new players. And we are 2-on-2 right now. So we've got this heavy T-34 black right there. And obviously, if he just looks in my general direction, I'm dead. But obviously, I'm a medium, so I've got crew. I don't know why he's staying there. Maybe he's tracked, but there you go. Now, unfortunately, he got spotted doing that. So he did have a fairly decent crew in that thing. And it's just 2-on-2, right? So we're up against artillery. Oh man, we luckily dodged that. I'm going to show you a game where it does come down to me and Artie, and of course it doesn't go so well for me because obviously artillery is a thing these days, and they can just shotgun you pretty easily at the moment with 6.0, and I've heard rumours they might be doing something with artillery, but there's no guarantee with these guys that they won't be trying to buff it or something. Okay, we've missed. Of course, we missed those two shots on the move, even though we got good crew skills and stuff. So now we got to wait for a reload. And that's quite dangerously long. I don't actually see this arty coming. The arty's just coming to try to shotgun him to death. Unfortunately, don't know his reload time, so I am probably thinking he's probably reloaded. And he's looking in the opposite direction. Bam. That's all I needed, was him to look in the opposite direction, get me a shot on the thing. So yeah, that was... And it's obviously a good result, right? 6 kills, over 3, just under 4,000 of our own damage, just over 1,000 of assisted, and good result. But that Vanguard did cause me so many headaches. I'm very annoyed that I didn't get that first hit in. Anyway, there you go. That was a good match. All right, we're in the WZ1115A, the Chinese heavy. That is actually very good. Now, I'm a little bit frustrated with the end results. As I'll let you see them when they come up, and I'll just explain that I had a play session that wasn't going all that well. Then I had a decent game in this, but we'll share with you why it was frustrating. So it doesn't look like there's many of our allies are coming over this way, so I'm a bit hesitant to go out into the river there, out into the open, because I've not really gone this way before from this side, and I don't want to be caught out. If I get caught out in this open river bed, I'm screwed. So I'm a bit hesitant, but I am actually gonna. I can see where the enemy is. They haven't made it over that far, so we are actually going to push to and miss that rock. We're going to push up to this embankment on this side and hope that they don't push heavily on this side. And this, like I said, this thing has not got good gun depression. But we're going to try. We're going to try to work this ridge line and see if it works out for us. And we do smack the Conqueror, and he bounces off of us, luckily. So we put in food, reload pretty damn quickly for a heavy tank. And we've got a dangerous tank in the T-57 Heavy. Put a nice shot into him. And there's a lot of guys over here, and it's just us. Yeah, we did get smacked there. And then we get penned from a turret. I don't know how someone got a shot on me there. And then this guy's just, letting us put a shot into him. I would not be doing this if I was him, especially in a tier 10 match. Although he has got a very dangerous gun. I'll be sitting at the back if I was him, trying to avoid getting shot on. And I'm trying to avoid getting artilleried here as well, because the guy next to me, he's got the perfect position, and we put another hit into that guy. He's not having a good time. This guy next to me, the French heavy, he's got the perfect spot. He can't really get hit by artillery from there, but I'm a little bit concerned that I might be vulnerable. Again, we go for the cupola and get another shot into the cupola there. Very tasty, and we're going to try to get this SU is causing me a lot of headaches. And again, we put a shot in. Hurt is I don't know what I hurt there, turret maybe, but we didn't pen, unfortunately. So we got almost 3,000 combined damage. Unfortunately, I think that went into the gun mantlet. We're still trying to keep an eye on that SU, waiting for him to straighten up, and we get a shot straight into his, the flat part of his cupola and finished him off. If we've got luckily in this department, we do have artillery, and we did have again, we penned that guy T-57. He's not having a good day. We did have 2 TDs at the back there to help support us, to stop them from pushing. And that's the thing, they had the numbers there to actually push and destroy us. but they weren't confident enough to go out in front of those TDs and the artillery. And this guy is trying to fall back. I think we put a shot into him there. I can't quite tell. And unfortunately, he ducks down. Not able to get the kill on this guy, unfortunately. And we bounce a shot as well. Very lucky. That angle there was a bit dangerous. And we're just going to go for it. There's only 3 guys left, and we've got a fair bit of our HP left. And we, on the move, finish that poor guy off. So now we're just 2 guys left. Now I'm thinking they were in the city here. Because we had guys on all the flanks here, right? So is this the only real place they could be, right? One's a heavy, one's a medium, so they're probably going to be spotted up any second now. And then we do spot that no, nothing's showing, that the medium has got past all our tanks. It is now going towards our cap and just killed our artillery. And now I've got a pretty good score here. There's only 2 guys left. So I'm going for the kills. You know, if I can get any more damage off, that'd be great. So we just got to push, try to stop them from capping, because I guess they would probably try to cap at this point in time, which is very strange because the medium could have got onto the cap already, and the only way for him to win would be to cap, and he's not doing it. I guess maybe he's worried that he won't have enough time to cap, but no, to be fair, we do have a light tank left and some mediums, so yeah, maybe he was too worried about us getting there before we capped out and getting killed, so he's just hanging back, trying to wait for us to cap out so he can at least survive the battle. I still haven't seen that heavy, and unfortunately our team is capping, and they're dangerously close to capping out, and I don't actually think I'm going to get any hits on this medium, as my medium tanks and light tanks have come in now, beating us to the place. So I'm actually heading towards JK 1, 2 and 3 line area, cause that's where all I can think of is that's where the heavy is. And luckily someone gets off the cap just before the cap goes off. Now they've not seen the medium, so he must have turned around, and he's over this way. Now the cap's still going down, and he's finally come off the cap, and the medium is there. Not sure what he's thinking really. He's gone. He didn't want to cap the base. He didn't want to cap our base and win. But he went back to stop us from capping out. So I don't know what he's up to. But he is being a bit tricky. I'll give him that. And then Sixth Sense has gone off, and there's our heavy. We have heat loaded already, and then looks like might be AFK. So we start putting shots into him. We're gonna go for the drive wheel, or tracks rather, to try to put him out of commission, to get all the assisted, because there's light tanks here. And again, try to do some damage. Someone else finishes him off. So we just got just under 6,000 damage and just under 1,000 assists, and there comes the medium. We managed to put another shot into him, lovely shot into him, and he's only got a tiny bit of health. He's going to be dead before we get there. So there you go, a good game, right? We've got just over 7,000 combined, and 2 kills, but we came second after all the hardships. We finally have a very good game, and we don't really get rewarded for it. Yeah, I know the guy got 5 kills, but he got just over 2,000 damage compared to mine. Yeah, so I was very annoyed by that. I was just like, right, having a bad day. This is another one in this play session. I was having a bad day, and then I have a couple of really good games, and I don't get top spot. One of the games I was like, I had well over 1,000 extra damage than anybody else. I had like 2 or 3 kills, which is about the same or more than the majority of my allies. I was say the same tier as them, and I came fifth on the leaderboard, and it was just like, what, why? I know it all depends on how close you are and stuff like that, things like that. So don't don't. I always get that. If I say, I cannot believe that I came this low down on the leaderboard when I literally done more damage than the majority of my teammates and stuff like that, and assisted, and quite a few kills. So we are actually against tier 10s here, guys. So again, I was like, oh, this is fantastic. This is another good game then. Bottom tier. But we managed to put a nice shot into that E75. And you could, this, like I said, new players. Why would they want to play this game when when you get one-shotted by artillery, you get bottom tiered, and then of course there we go, guys. A lovely tier 10 tank is just pushed down in front of me, and there's no one here to help. There's 2 guys right behind me, but they're letting this tier 10 push me. So I'm trying to get them to give my... And an artillery also, well, possibly went for me or possibly went for the guys behind me. Either way, I might... No, I'm not... Yeah, we possibly could lose this game because that area is completely free of our allies, but what can I do on my own? A tier 8 and a tier 10 match. So if no one's going to help, I'm going to just try to do what I can before the game is over, because we're already a tank down compared to our allies. Now, yes, okay, granted, if you're going to be 2 tanks down, Dragon is not the worst tank to be in. But again, it's all up to luck at this in this game, really. Yes, I am probably going to get a better score in this Dragon in a bottom tier game than someone less skilled. But I'm also going to do slightly less damage than a better player in this situation. But in general, you're not going to have a good time either way. Great players can have bad games. Bad players can have good games. It's all up in the air when it comes to that kind of thing, and it's just like 2 tiers down again, and they are bringing +1, -1 back occasionally. They said at weekends, which again could be because they brought in take a lovely shot there, and they are coming around. They've won one flank completely, and now our team's like just pushed to one side. Not a good start, but no one's like, everyone again not really helping this flank much. So I'm just trying to spot people up at this point. Yeah, that wasn't going to be penning, but yeah, I mean, at this point I'm thinking, yeah, it's completely over now. All they need to do is push round. They can easily kill me. This guy's pushing round, and I bounced another shot off his armor. Just just hoping I can reload before him. Put a shot into his lower plate. Luckily, someone finishes him off. Didn't get any assist for that. I don't know why. And again, it's like my team can't concentrate on more than one flank at a time. It's like, oh, actually, that flank the dragon was protecting on his own is unprotected. Let's all turn around. And then now I've got to defend the other flank pretty much on my own. Now this E75, this guy, I don't know what he's doing. He's put himself out there. He's got side on. Guessing that guy was going to try to finish him off. And he did come round. I've managed to finish him off. Guessing the C75 is going to push me. Because, you know. But he knows better. There's still artillery in the game as well, so we've got to be extra careful. We're getting pushed on the other flank as well, so that's great. But I am worried about the C75. We could obviously put him out of action when he pushes. And he does push. And we finish him off. Although possibly it looks like he might have been pushed by his teammate. And there we go. Now we're going to get finished. But we managed to take another guy out. Bounce that shot, luckily. That was a very lucky bounce there. That could have been potentially terrible for me. And we put a shot into his rear bottom plate. So we managed to turn it around to 2-on-2. Now, that was a pretty amazing turnaround. I think we did quite well there. And we get, luckily, it's a tier 8 dragon, but he's on full health. He fluffs his shot. So we're going to change direction here. We're going to make sure he doesn't know where we're coming from. And this guy's pushing. Now, hopefully, I'm guessing he won't push really hard here. So I'm going to try to come up behind him. Unfortunately, he does push our TD. And he finishes him off. So, guarantee a kill there. So we obviously spotted the artillery. Probably has moved into a place where he can actually hit us. So we try to wait until we get unspotted, cling to the side of the building. So now it's just me versus an artillery, right? So. And then he drives out into the open. Crazy. So I'm like, all right, we can just drive around here, auto lock, kill him. But no, of course not. Of course not. There you go. That just sums up World of Tanks at the moment. Artillery wins the game every time. So you go. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Bye.